New York, FBI came to arrest Myung-jun's gang. FBI who arrested Myung-jun was named Jack. North Korean detective Rim Chul-rung interrogates Myung-jun. They know each other because Myung-jun is a former North Korean detective turned drug dealer. Jack angry that Rung interrogated Myung-jun without his consent. Apparently Jack didn't know that there was a collaboration between New York's Interpol and North Korea to extradite Myung-jun. Myung-jun is put in a steel car to the airport, and is escorted by Jack and Rung. On the way, Rung's car exploded and overturned, but Rung survived. Apparently there was a sniper on top of the building shooting at them. Myung-jun's gang attacks and intends to free Myung-jun. Myung-jun used that opportunity to grab the gun and kill the guard. There was a gunfight, and Myung-jun finally managed to escape. Seoul, South Korea. A man with sunglasses is negotiating with the leader of a cybercrime gang. Then the leader of the gang was surprised to see the camera in the jacket of the man with sunglasses. It turns out that the man with sunglasses is a cybercrime detective in disguise, Kang Jin-tae. The police managed to catch the gang. From the arrest, Jin-tae got info about the fake passport maker. The police do reconnaissance and Jin-tae disguises himself as a person who needs a fake passport. The fake passport maker was Sergey. At the time Sergey showed various fake passports he made, suddenly the patrol police came to them. Jin-tae didn't manage to stop the patrolling police, even though he had already given the code that he was an undercover cop. Finally his disguise was revealed, and Sergey managed to escape. Pyongyang, North Korea. Rim Chul-rung goes to his boss. During the North Korean military crisis, they founded the 915 Research Institute led by researcher Kim Chul-soo. This institute produces drugs and earns $1 billion. It turned out that Kim Chul-soo collaborated with Myung-jun, and this money was taken by Myung-jun, even though the government wanted to use this money for the welfare of the people of North Korea. Rung's mission to Seoul is to catch Myung-jun and retrieve the $1 billion. At a club in Seoul, Myung-jun meets Michael Cho. Apparently $1 billion is laundered there, but Michael Cho did not return the $1 billion on the grounds that the investment did not work, so Myung-jun was angry and threatened Michael Cho to return the money within 3 days, or he would kill his daughter. Jin-tae received information that there was cooperation between South Korea and North Korea to arrest drug dealers. Police open vacancies for those who want to accept this task. This is Jin-tae's chance to transfer to the General Criminal Division if he applies for the job. Jin-tae prefers the General Criminal Division to the Cybercrime Division. Jin-tae is eating with his wife, daughter and sister-in-law Park Min-young. Park Min-young is a beauty YouTuber. Jin-tae informs them that Rung will come to handle the drug dealer case in Seoul. Hearing that, his wife immediately forbade Jin-tae to cooperate with Rung because their family had experienced almost being killed when Jin-tae and Rung worked together. Min-young is happy to hear that Rung is coming, because she likes Rung. Jin-tae picks up Rung at the airport then eats together. At the restaurant, their conversation was snooped by the police. Even the restaurant visitor was a police agent, and Jin-tae didn't know. Apparently the police are suspicious Rung's arrival is not just to arrest drug dealers, but there are other hidden reasons. Rung knows this, so he cleverly unmasks the police. Then Rung showed a photo of a lizard tattoo behind the ear and a plastic pack with a lizard sticker containing a drug pill. Jin-tae sent the photo to the tech investigator and they were able to find the sale and distribution of the pills via the internet and CCTV on the street. Rung and Jin-tae followed the pill dealer somewhere. There was already a group of gangs. There was a fight that finally Rung and Jin-tae managed to beat them. Rung and Jin-tae interrogate the head of the gang, and say that soon someone will come to tell them to sell the pills. Not long after that 2 men came. The man suspiciously saw the wound on the gang head's face. Then Jindy approached them while pointing his gun, but the man took the gang head hostage and fled. Rung managed to catch one suspect. Meanwhile, Jindy's wife saw news of the gang arrest on TV. She is shocked and angry to see her husband and Rung fighting with the gang. When they got home, Jindy and Rung apologized and asked Jindy's wife for permission to work together to handle this case. The next day Rung and Jindy went to the hospital to visit the suspect. They met Jack, then there was a struggle for the suspect. Because Jack has an investigative takeover letter, Rung leaves. According to the FBI investigation, the suspect was a North Korean sergeant. There is a photo where Myung-jun is Rung's army comrade, so Jack suspects Rung is conspiring with Myung-jun. Jindy looks for other ways to find Myung-jun's whereabouts. He remembers that Sergei said he had made fake passports for North Korean soldiers. Jindy also received information that a car was carrying the stolen chemical benzyl cyanide, which can be used as raw material for drugs. Then they look for abandoned factories or warehouses around Seoul. Meanwhile, Jack looks through CCTV. Suspect opens the handcuffs and escapes from the hospital. Then Jack followed the suspect. Jack did release the suspect to find Myung-jun. Using a drone, Rung and Jindy find the location of a car transporting chemicals near an abandoned factory. Then they enter the factory. Suddenly the suspect came. Rung and Jindy hid. Suspect looks at cell phone and buttons. Rung and Jindy saw several bombs stuck to the wall ready to explode. Myung-jun called and told the suspect to sacrifice himself by pressing the bomb button. Then suddenly Jack and another Interpol came and pointed their guns. Jindy tries to tell Jack that there is a bomb, but it's too late. The bomb exploded. Rung, Jindy and Jack ran out safely. Jack gets angry and accuses Rung of spying for Myung-jun. Rung shows a photo of himself and Myung-jun, then confesses that he knows Myung-jun but is now an opponent. Because they needed each other, they finally agreed to cooperate and exchange information on the results of the investigation. Jack gets information from Adolf Bormann that Michael Cho is helping Myung-jun do the money laundry. Jindy invites Rung and Jack to his house. He introduces Jack to his wife, daughter and Min-young. Jindy's family was amazed by Jack's good looks. Jack and Rung know that there are snooper tools at Jindy's house, so they are careful when calling their superiors, but apparently Jindy doesn't know. He called his friend asking to find information about Michael Cho. The next day, they staked out the house of Sergei's lover Natasha. Min-young comes to give them food. Then they see Natasha about to leave, so Rung and Min-young disguised as a couple are stalking her. Jindy goes to Natasha's house, and Jack keeps lurking. Rung suspects that Sergei is at Natasha's house, because Natasha buys 2 of each product. Then he and Min-young immediately went to Natasha's house. Meanwhile, Jindy fights with Sergei at Natasha's house. Sergei is arrested and interrogated, but he doesn't want to give Myung-jun's phone number. Jindy knows Sergei's weakness, that he is afraid of being extradited to Siberia, so he asks Jack to disguise himself as a Siberian policeman who will bring Sergei back to his country. This tactic worked and Sergei gave Myung-jun's phone number. Meanwhile, Myung-jun and Kim Chul-soo test their experiment on mice. This experiment was successful. On the way, Myung-jun saw the news on TV that Kim Jong-taek, rank 5 military ruler of North Korea, had arrived in Seoul for a high-level conference. Meanwhile, the technology investigators tracked Myung-jun's whereabouts through a cell phone. A police officer said that an informant named Adolf Bormann informed Myung-jun would come to the club to meet Michael Cho tonight. Then Rung, Jindy, Jack and Min-young went to the club. Jindy disguised himself as a servant. He delivered the food to the VIP room. In the room he saw Myung-jun and Michael Cho. Michael Cho did not want to return the $1 billion to Myung-jun, even pointed a gun at Myung-jun. Then Myung-jun took the gun in the ice cube bowl and shot Michael Cho in the leg. Myung-jun shot everyone in the room. Kim Chul-soo came to stop Myung-jun, but Myung-jun shot him. Jindy manages to hide. He tells Min-young that he's in the VIP room. Immediately Rung and Jack headed for the VIP room. Before reaching the VIP room, apparently Rung trapped Jack into a room and locked the door. Jack is angry and suspects that Rung not only wants to catch Myung-jun but has other ulterior motives. Jindy's whereabouts are known to the criminal. Jindy tries to escape. Then Rung came to his aid. Gunfight ensued. A dying Kim Chul-soo tells Rung that his name is Adolf Bormann. He asks Rung to prevent Myung-jun from committing mass murder. Myung-jun runs away and is chased by Rung and Jindy. Rung manages to shoot Myung-jun's car tire, and Myung-jun manages to escape. Jindy is shocked and angry when Rung cuffs his hands to the car window so he can't catch Myung-jun. Then Rung chases Myung-jun and manages to catch him. Soon Jack and the police arrived, pointing their guns at Rung and Myung-jun. Then Rung as a representative from North Korea requested that Myung-jun be extradited. And the case is considered closed. Rung and his boss come to see Kim Jong-taek. They handed over a Swiss bank security key containing $1 billion to Jong-taek. Jong-taek praises Rung's success. As they shake hands, Rung sees a lizard tattoo on Jong-taek's wrist. Rung was suspicious and then he looked for info on the internet about Adolf Bormann's name. He discovered that Adolf Bormann was a German scientist, the discoverer of the poisonous gas that killed the Jews. Rung called Jindy but he didn't pick up. Jindy is still mad at him. Then he called Jack and gave him the information. Jack calls his boss to give him permission to investigate the case, because he has information and suspects that there will be a massacre. Apparently Jack's boss said that he already knew and the informant was Adolf Bormann even though Jack did not mention the name of the informant. Jack is upset that his boss is a traitor. Suddenly a man sitting behind him attacks Jack, they fight, and Jack manages to beat him. Then Jack took a cell phone from the man's pocket and looked at the photos of the Jindy family. Jack is worried for the safety of the Jindy family. Jack calls Rung and divides the tasks. Jack goes to Jindy's house and Rung looks for Myung-jun. Jindy was shocked when he came home to see his family being held captive and pointed at a gun by Myung-jun's men. Meanwhile Jack goes to Jindy's house. He invites the cooperation of the female police who lurked Jindy's house to help him. They finally managed to free Jindy's family, but Jindy wasn't there. At the same time, Jindy is forced by Myung-jun's men to come together to Jong-taek's office. Myung-jun's men get out of the car to install a poison smoke diffuser on top of the building. They also hacked into the building's systems and shut down the elevator. Rung is trapped in the elevator. Jindy, who was in the car, tried to free himself. He crashed his car so that the criminal thrown out. Then Jindy headed to the elevator. Jindy's wife calls Jindy and informs him that she has been saved by Jack. At Jong-taek's office, Myung-jun is tied up. It turns out that Jong-taek is a drug dealer. Myung-jun felt cheated when Jong-taek said that he had to make money to feed the people of North Korea, so Myung-jun was willing to leave his profession to become a soldier and then become a drug dealer. Myung-jun has a grudge too, because Jong-taek killed his family and friends. Then Jong-taek ordered his men to transfer $1 billion to his account. But apparently there was a hack, the money didn't go into his account, but Jong-taek's money in the account was completely drained. Jong-taek is angry and wants to shoot Myung-jun. Suddenly from outside the window, Myung-jun's men open fire on the room. Myung-jun kills Jong-taek. The shot was heard in the elevator. Rung climbs onto the roof of the elevator and manages to get out of the elevator. Gunfight ensued. Then Myung-jun pointed his gun at Rung's head. Myung-jun said that the poison on the roof of the building will soon spread and poisoning people within a 3-kilometer radius. Then Jindy came and shot Myung-jun. Gunfight ensued. Rung jumped into the gondola to climb onto the roof of the building. But Myung-jun also jumped into the gondola and a fight broke out. Rung manages to climb onto the roof of the building, but Myung-jun manages to climb onto the roof of the building too, and they fight. Apparently the reason Myung-jun wants to poison people in Seoul is because he has a grudge against the South Korean government for not accepting his asylum, so that his wife and child died on the run. Rung manages to beat Myung-jun. But Myung-jun and the key fell on the car below. Jack sees the key in Myung-jun's hand and with a drone he takes the key to the roof of the building. Jindy took the key and threw it at Rung, and Rung managed to stop the device. The $1 billion they gave to UNICEF to feed the people of North Korea. The end. We recommend you watching this film in full. This film is suitable for family entertainment with humor and exciting scenes. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Take care of your health wherever you are. See you in another video.